This is a simplified version of something that Jeff introduced to me a while back. So on the left-hand side, I was checking if he was here, because if I make this wrong, I'll get called up on it. But the left-hand side shows how things typically work, right? So the body of the organization, the front line, if you like, is where most of the sense making happens. It's where we engage with the customers, with the suppliers. It's where we deal with the effect of the policies and the procedures and the, you know, and all that stuff, right? It's we know what's working and what's not in that part of the organization. And typically what's happening in organizations is decision making is happening much further up. So we know what's happening, what needs to be fixed at the top, and the people who decide what actually gets fixed reside somewhere else in the organization. And then the work, of course, is to be done in the improved model by those in the front line. And that's the sort of gist of that, the sort of traditional way that organizations think about this stuff. And of course, on the right hand side is how it should work. So sense making, decision making, action taking, ever tightly coupled, rapidly iterated, and widely distributed across an organization. Is that correct, Jeff?
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, I think I've virtually copied all of your words, but that is so just to emphasize. So I think that this is an important thing to understand and think about, because I want to just emphasize this in the context of the way organizations listen to employees at the moment. So Lydia, if you could just take me on to the next slide, please. So actually, there we are. Thanks. I'm clicking right. So yeah, when we think about the sort of the engagement survey, and we have to bear in mind that this is still the primary vehicle for companies to seek views for employees, and largely the only thing that's changed in this world is the speed with which we do them. So it used to be once every couple of years, then once a year, and now it's quarterly, maybe every 6 months. But executives decide what's important, what to ask, when to ask it, what response options to offer, you know, what's important to us as an organization. Sense making is still happening in the front line, by the way, but we're not thinking about what people want to talk about. So people understanding what's getting in the way and what could be improved, but it's unlikely they're getting asked questions about that. So what they do get asked questions on, that gets fed back to the top of the organization, and then the executive decides what's important. So what to share about the results, when to share them, what to address, which is usually the squeakiest wheels, and then of course, you know, who's going to address it. And then we get the "you said we did." Meanwhile, for those people in the sort of body of the organization, the front line, we end up with a sort of situation where the world has changed since I answered those questions. I don't really recognize the survey, sort of the actions coming down in a sort of top-down fashion, and that means nobody feels heard, right? And this cycle is breaking trust, not building it.